Have you ever wondered what therapy is or how it works?
Or perhaps you go to therapy but have family or friends who have no idea what it is and ask you questions like, what is therapy?
How does just talking with someone help? Why do you need it? Isn't that just for people who are crazy?
It's like, I don't get what your son does as a job. He just talks to people? Does he make good money doing it? He's so young. Do people actually listen to him? Is he a doctor? Tell him he should be a doctor, and oh God, should I have been a doctor?
Hi, I'm Connie.
And I'm Kent, and welcome to Crazy Therapeutic Asians, where we talk about mental health in the Asian American community. Today, we're going to be giving you the basic overviews of what therapy is and how it works.
And hopefully help you better understand how it could potentially help you.
So, Connie, what is therapy?
Well, therapy, sometimes called psychotherapy,
Talk therapy,
or counseling, is used to help people work through difficult life challenges
resolve problems,
or manage mental conditions such as depression or anxiety. Throughout history, many different people have played the role of therapists.
spiritual advisors like shamans, priests, and monks have helped and still help many people through tough times and answer some of life's more difficult questions.
Modern-day therapists are somewhat similar.
But instead of being based in theology and needing to climb a huge mountain to the hermit at the temple,
It's based in science, and in most places you can likely find one near where you live. Therapy in its more contemporary form was started by, as you may know, the father of modern psychology.
your mom.
No. Sigmund Freud believed that many of our emotional and mental problems come from our experiences in childhood, especially the experiences between you and your parents.
He's the guy behind the most popular and commonly seen idea of what therapy looks like. A person laying on a couch, old white guy sitting behind you, asking you questions about your mom.
No. Okay, enough of that. Most modern-day therapists do not practice Freud's particular style of therapy anymore.
So, what does modern day therapy look like?
Well, let's start by tackling some of the common myths.
So, going to therapy, doesn't that mean I'm kind of weak or broken?
Well, actually, going to therapy means that you're pretty strong and brave and willing to go through the change that will provide you tools for a better life. No one is meant to handle these challenges of life alone. If I go to therapy, then I will get a diagnosis.
Well, a diagnosis is really just a label, a description of the struggles you're going through and the symptoms you're exhibiting. And even if you go to a therapist, it doesn't always mean they'll give you a diagnosis. A diagnosis can be helpful though, because it does provide you new information about what you're going through and lets you know you're not alone. There are a lot of people who may be struggling with a similar situation. So going to the therapist, they're probably just gonna blame everything on my parents, and that's not okay.
Well, it is possible to love your family while also acknowledging that there were things that didn't go so well. Communicating with a therapist about these issues may actually help you feel more connected and loving towards your family, in addition to helping you heal. Once in therapy, always going to be in therapy.
Well, I think that's a common misconception. People feel like if I go to therapy, I don't know how to solve my own problems and I'm going to be here forever. But that's simply not the case. Therapists, our jobs are really to help you learn to be your own therapist. So down the line that you won't need us. We're teaching you tools, skills, and maybe different ways of looking at things that you did not consider before, so that in the future, you will be able to do these things on your own and not have to rely on a therapist to do that. You can decide to stay in therapy for years because you feel like, yes, I just need a place to vent and talk about things. Or you may feel like, well, no, I got my immediate issues resolved and I have the skills to live the life I want to live, and decide to end. The choice to stop therapy or continue is a conversation between you and your therapist. Every time you go to a therapist, not every therapist is going to be exactly the same.
I personally really am interested in the client's story and how the client sees their life. I really want to gain perspective on what is working for them and what isn't working for them, and help them fix the problems that aren't working for them.
I tend to work in a lot of imagery. I'm there to help a client sort of see things from a different perspective. Oftentimes we feel so stuck in our own bodies and our way of thinking about things. It's interesting when you start thinking about it differently.
Many times I think, the way we think about things changes our behaviors, and at that point, it really changes our actions.
I'm mad and I'm gonna yell at you. And then you get probably mad at me too, I'm guessing.
Right. It's about the consequences that come out of your actions.
So if I didn't want to piss you off, I probably would have to think about it differently. Like, okay, you yelled at me. It's not because you're a mean person who doesn't like me. It's just I was about to step off a curb and get hit by a car, and you didn't want me to die. Thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, definitely feel free to shop around. Sometimes you'll meet a therapist and you guys just click, and that's amazing. And you guys will have a strong rapport and be able to do a lot of good work together. And even for some therapists who you don't click, that's actually quite informative too.
Absolutely. It's time for self-care. Okay.
All right. What is the self-care skill for this week?
Well, for me, self-care right now, what I'm doing is I'm scheduling me time. So I love lists. I do calendar, like I need to have things down. So one of the things I definitely do and prioritize is scheduling me time. So what that means is like if I have a full day, I do schedule like 15 minutes of just time for me to relax and take a breather. It helps me not get overwhelmed. It helps decrease my anxiety and actually makes me more productive in the end of the day. One of my favorite things to do is Netflix and chill. So I would schedule a good 20 to 30 minutes and just be able to zone out and go to a different world and watch my Netflix. And it makes me lifted and ready to take the rest of the day.
Side note, do you know what Netflix and chill means to the young people these days?
What I just said?
No, it means you're asking someone to come over and like hook up.
Really?
Yep.
That explains
So she's
a lot.
not Netflix and chilling, or maybe she is. I don't know.
That explains a lot of my personal life, which we will not get into. Wow.
Yeah. But point being, yes, you need to schedule time to take care of yourself. It is important, right?
Netflix and chilling may be
Exactly.
it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. No judgment here. Scheduling time to take off and take care of yourself does feel a bit wrong, right? It feels like I'm being lazy or not doing anything, but it is actually really important because if we keep going without taking any breaks, without letting ourselves rest, oftentimes the work we do just gets worse and worse and worse. Remember, schedule time for yourself this week. So like you were saying,
Do it.
Netflix, YouTube,
Chill.
yeah, sing a song, listening to some music, eat a piece of chocolate, whatever you want really. Take care of yourself because you are your best tool and you need to make sure that tool works well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Crazy Therapeutic Asians.
Yeah, we hope you learned some more about what therapy is and maybe made it a little more accessible to you so it's not such a big mystery on what it is.
You can check us out on Instagram or Facebook under Crazy Therapeutic.
Or you can learn more about Connie at healinggenerationscounseling.com.
Or Kent at therapeutichealingpractices.com.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel too.
Please do.
All right, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.